Well, it's the latest in the Council's social housing rebuild program and first for Lyttelton since the earthquakes. But it's not just about rehousing those who need it most. It's also about keeping the community intact, as Jared McCulloch explains.
A second chance for these historic social housing units being restored to their former glory at this reopening ceremony. It's one of the first completed projects in Lyttelton, restocking the council's portfolio of public flats, taking a huge hit in the February 2011 earthquake. And the council's social housing manager says there's been a lot of work to get these houses back in shape, and they're better than ever.
With respect to this complex, it was actually not a very good complex before the earthquakes. It was cold, there were no insulation in the walls, very little in the ceiling and that. So it's one of these rare occasions where the actual earthquakes gave us an opportunity to improve things for the tenants.
The flats were earmarked for demolition following the quakes, but there was a change of tactic from the council, who decided to repair.
Sarah had actually issued a Section 38 demolition order for the complex, but I'm pleased to say council took a brave step and actually decided to repair the complex, and in repairing it we fully insulated it. We've strengthened it up to the 100% of the new building standards, so they're now warm, cosy and strong units and fit for purpose. So we're looking forward to getting the tenants back in and working our way through the rest of the units within the Lyttelton side.
There was severe damage to all 4 units, seeing cracks and gaps throughout, with it immediately closed and the tenants relocated. Now he says with the flats open, it's a great step forward for the Lyttelton community.
I think it's pretty big for Lyttelton. We've got 4 social housing complexes over here. This is the second of which that we've repaired, and we're working our way through the remaining 2 there. So it's really great to get these back into service and to demonstrate that we're making good tangible progress.
The cottage was built back in 1965 and is named after Gladys Boyd, one of the first female councillors elected to the township's board in 1947. The 4 flats were originally built to cater for pensioners, as there was a need for them at the time, and her name was chosen for her services to the community. And the grandson of Gladys says he's happy to see the cottage restored.
I thought the world of my grandmother, and to me it's fantastic. I'm wrapped. I really was keen on this, push for it, and it is a very deep meaning for myself and my son. He's a great-grandson, and the Boyd name that Grandma, this was named after her because of the work she did in the community. In fact, the other set of cottages called Tredenick, and the other down the main street, London Street, after my other grandfather on my other side, because both of them did a lot of work in the community. So it's great. I just think it's fabulous.
The Banks Peninsula Councillor says the repair of these facilities is important to keep up with demand.
Any social housing in Lyttelton is always in high demand. Lyttelton's a classic example of they're not making any more land. It's a finite space. It's enclosed by the hills around the top and the water at the bottom. And of course, Lyttelton is a real community. So when people are living here, they want to continue living here. Of course, property prices in Lyttelton have escalated significantly even since the earthquakes, and had been doing for some time before that. And rents have gone up in Lyttelton as well. So to be able to use these social housing units to allow people to remain in the Lyttelton community and to continue paying affordable rents, be part of their support networks and social networks here is hugely important.
And he says the social housing block will help with other repairs going on in the community.
We've now got 2 people living in 2 of the units, and we've got the other 2 units available, and we're going to be using those as temporary accommodation for tenants of other social housing units in Lyttelton, which are going to be repaired in the near future as well.
So it's another achievement from the City Council, with an ongoing issue heading in the right direction. Jared McCulloch, CTV News.